Hey there folks, it's TM Trav here, and December has arrived, which means it's time for another review of the new daily login rewards and Crown Store Showcase. This month includes several very solid login rewards that you won't want to miss, and one of my absolute favorite motifs is coming back to the Crown Store. The holiday season is in full swing, and many of the items that will be available in the Crown Store and the daily rewards will be holiday or winter themed. Additionally, in the spirit of Black Friday, ZOS has added a few limited time deals to the store, so let's get into it and check out what you can expect. Alright, so as I did last month, I'm going to go through most of these items somewhat quickly with a brief comment and rating from 1 to 10 to give you an idea of how good I think the reward is. At the end of this segment, I'll average the daily scores to get an overall score for the month. Now, December's rewards start off with a Grand Gold Coast Experience scroll for day 1. I'll give this first reward a 6.8 as experience scrolls are useful to just about everyone, and this is the best one you can get with a 150% buff to your experience gains. Day 2's reward is 3 Crown Riding Speed Lessons. This one is really nice from my perspective as the mount training grind takes forever. I'm always going to score these mount training lessons highly for that reason, so Day 2 gets a 9 from me. For Day 3, we have Crown Fortifying Meals, which I don't mind receiving since they have plenty of utility and a variety of content. I'll give Day 3 a 6, since while these are useful, you can craft similar food without much hassle. Now, Day 4's reward is Crown Tri Restoration Potions, which is another one that I think is just a little better than mediocre since you can make similar pots in-game. That said, I do think these are a little better than the Fortifying Meals since alchemy ingredients can get pricey. I'll go with a 6.5 for Day 4. On Day 5, we get 250 Crown Lethal Poisons, and like I said in November, I really don't see any reason to keep these in my inventory with all the other excellent poisons I can craft, so these are getting destroyed right after I claim them. I gave November's poison reward a 1, but I think that was a little too generous, so this time around they're getting a 0. Next up, we have 10 Crown Soul Gems for Day 6. While these are also a useful reward, I'm giving them a 5 since they don't do anything different from the regular Soul Gems, which are super common. Now, December's first signature reward on Day 7 is a Winter Ouroboros Wreath. It's not a bad looking furnishing, and there's not really anything else like it except for maybe the New Life Garland Wreath that has to be purchased with crowns. It'll be a great addition to those holiday themed housing builds, but other than that, I don't see much utility here. Since really only the housing community benefits from this one, it gets a 6 from me. For Day 8, we have another experience scroll. Since this one is less potent than the Day 1 reward, I'm giving it a 6.5. The Day 9 reward is more Crown Mount training lessons, but this time they're the stamina version. I do think the speed lessons are a little better than these, so I'll give this one an 8.8. On Day 10, we get 10 Crown Repair Kits, which I think are a very solid reward since each one of these repairs all the gear in your inventory. Day 10 gets a 7 from me. Moving on to Day 11, we have another 3 Mount training lessons, this time of the riding capacity variety. I think everyone can agree that carrying capacity is the most useful part of mount training, so I'm giving these a slightly better score than the speed lessons at a 9.2. For Days 12 and 13, we get skill and attribute respec scrolls. I think these are excellent rewards as they're useful for most, if not all, players and save both time and gold. For those reasons, I'm giving each of these rewards an 8. Next up, we have the second signature reward for December, 4 Ice Flow Thick Furnishings. There aren't many ice and snow furnishings available in ESO, so I do think this one is pretty decent. However, for the same reasons I mentioned regarding Day 7's Wreath, Day 14 gets a 6 from me as well. On Days 15 through 17, we get blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking research scrolls. As I've mentioned in a previous video, you either really love receiving these or have basically no use for them. For me, each one of these gets a 4.6 since they're really only helpful for players who haven't yet completed the research grind. Days 18 and 19 reward some nice gold mats, and everybody loves gold mats, so each one of these days gets an 8 from me. For Day 20, we get 5 Crown Mimic Stones. These get a quick 5 from me as they're only somewhat useful in my opinion. Now for Day 21's reward, we have 8 Tempering Alloys. To me, this is the best of December's 3 signature rewards by far. You'll be able to upgrade a piece of gear to legendary quality just by claiming this one day's reward, so I'm giving this one an 8.8. On Day 22, we get an All Research scroll. This one gets a 5 from me, as while it is more useful than the skill line specific scrolls from earlier in the month, it still suffers from the same limitations. For Day 23, we get another Major Gold Coast Experience scroll, which I'll give another 6.5. Next, Day 24 rewards us with another 2 Attribute Respec scrolls, which again I'll give an 8. The additional gold mats on Days 25 and 26 each get an 8 from me as well. Day 27's 5k gold comes in at a decent 6, as currency is always nice, but 5k is pretty minimal. Next up, we get another Grand Gold Coast Experience scroll on day 28. I'm giving this one a 6.8, just like I did with the day 1 reward. And as always, we round out the month with some AP, Telvar, and another 5k gold. Each of these gets a 6 from me, as again, these amounts aren't going to make you rich, but they're obviously still worth having. With that, December's rewards come in at an average score of 6.54, which is actually pretty close to last month's average. While there are several top tier rewards on the docket, this month's rewards are sort of leaving something to be desired in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm off base here, but I have to say I was hoping for a little more splendor for the final month of ESO's 10th anniversary year. That said, I'll be doing my best to log in every day to make sure I get those gold mats later in the month. Just a quick reminder before I flip over to the Crown Store showcase to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really helps kick YouTube's algorithm in gear to get this video in front of more people, which is excellent for the channel's engagement. Thanks so much to all of you who take the time. Alright, now let's move on to the December Crown Store showcase. Just like last month, I'll be going over and briefly discussing each item in this announcement, but I won't give a score to the entries on this list because of the subjective nature of cosmetics. Instead, I'll give my take on each item and whether I think it makes sense to buy it with your hard-earned money if it strikes your fancy. Okay, so this month's showcase starts off with the motifs and outfit styles that'll be in store for December. For the crown motifs, we have Honor Guard, Frostcaster, True Sworn, and Ifri's Will. As I've mentioned in the past, I would essentially never recommend buying something with real money if it's earnable in-game, and that is the case with the Honor Guard, True Sworn, and Ifri's Will motifs. These 3 motifs can be obtained in Black Rose Prison, Black Drake Villa, and Earthenroot Enclave respectively, so I'd encourage you to just go farm them yourself or buy them for gold in the traders if you like their design. Ifri's Will in particular, which I personally think looks really nice, might be somewhat discounted in the traders at the moment since it drops in one of the dungeons that's part of the Legacy of the Bretons event that started on November 21st. Now, all that goes out the window for the Frostcaster motif as it is not earnable in-game. As you can probably tell from my character's outfit, this is one of my absolute favorite looks out there, so if you want to give your character an Ice Warrior aesthetic, you'll have a chance to purchase this motif between December 9th and January 2nd. December's available outfit styles include the Aetherius Bound Arms Pack and the Winter Broadbrim Hat Pack. Neither of these styles is earnable in-game, so if you like them, they might be worth picking up, as you may not see either one of these again for at least a year. The Aetherius Bound Arms would go great with a Celestial themed character, but I have to say this design doesn't really appeal to me for some reason. I can't really put my finger on why, so let me know your thoughts on this arms pack in the comments. This hat bundle is super festive and would be a great addition to a holiday outfit from my perspective. There aren't many hats in the game that give off such merry vibes, so if you're the type that likes to change up your look with the seasons, this pack might be worth picking up. For this month's crown crates, we have the Sunken Trove and Stone Lore themes. Here's a look at some of the rewards that were included in the Sunken Trove crates the last time they were in the store. As you can see, the design here is very coral heavy. In contrast, the Stone Lore crates showcase more of a druidic aesthetic, as you can see here. While I do think several of the rewards in these crates look pretty cool, particularly the Galen Stone arms from the Stone Lore crates, I'm not sure I'll be spending my crowns on these unless Zos puts crowns on sale while they're available. That might be because I picked up several of the November items and am crown poor right now, but we won't get too deep into that. Let me know in the comments whether you plan to gamble on either of these December crate offerings. Now, of course, event tickets will be available for purchase during the New Life Festival, but I would never recommend purchasing these as you should be able to earn plenty of event tickets in-game to get most everything you want. Nevertheless, if you do plan to buy event tickets for whatever reason, they'll be in the store between December 19th and January 7th. I'll be releasing a comprehensive guide for the New Life Festival later this month, so keep an eye out for that about a week before the event begins. This month's featured furnishings are the New Life Festival Pack, the Druidic Gatherings Pack, the New Life Snow Symphony Music Box, and the Dwarven Training Dummies Pack. The New Life items would be a great addition to any holiday-themed housing build, especially the snowmen, but I will say that you could probably build similar sculptures with furnishings you can obtain in-game. The Dwarven Training Dummies Pack is also pretty cool and comes with a target Dwarven sphere, but there are tons of Dwarven furnishings that you can get without spending real money, and the same goes for target dummies. I doubt I'll be purchasing any of these furnishings, but I'm sure some of them will appeal to quite a few players out there, especially the Snow Globe music box, as I know many enjoy collecting those. The next section in the article includes the homes that will be available this month: the Enchanted Snow Globe, Gladesong Arboretum, and Cathedral Deep Mines. I know many players like having the Snow Globe home during the New Life Festival, as it acts as a free teleport to the event quest givers. So if you're looking for the same convenience, this home will be available between December 9th and January 2nd. I'm not familiar with the Gladesong Arboretum, but it appears to have a druidic theme, which would align with several of the other entries in December's Crown Store showcase. The Cathedral Deep Mines are a brand new addition to ESO's inventory of homes. This Blackreach themed house will be available from December 19th to January 2nd. I'll probably at least preview this home to see what kind of views it offers of the world hidden underneath Skyrim's surface. Next up, we have a new assistant, Silaru's Realm Craftmaster. I already have Adarine, so I'm not in the market for another, but if you don't have a decon assistant of your own and you like this particular version of Daedra, Silaru's might be a good buy, as these assistants are extremely convenient. For this month's direct purchase mounts, we have the festive Winter Garland Dapple Grey Horse, the Masked Bear, the Pale Velothi Guar, and the Solstice Indrik. Now, I only very rarely buy mounts from this category, as they're not often very interesting, but I think the Solstice Indrik is an exception to that. This overgrown deer looks pretty elegant and would go well with a couple of my characters, so I may consider picking it up when it comes to the store in the latter half of the month. Next up, we have the Personal Plant Thief customized action, which I think is kind of hilarious. Gotta say, unless the animation looks dumb or something, Zos will probably get my money on this one. And finally, and some might say unfortunately, we have purchasable skill styles. The first entry we're seeing for class-specific skill styles is Summoned Winged Twilight Warrior, which appears to give the Sorcerer's Twilight summon a red hue. I think most of us knew these were coming to the Crown Store, but I really would have liked to see at least the class-specific ones as earnable rewards in-game. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to class-specific skill styles, so the fact that you'll probably have to buy them all feels like it'll be a disappointment to many. I can understand putting something like this pack of winter-themed styles in the store, but to me, Zos needs to keep adding earnable styles as well. Hopefully the class-specific skill styles will be purchasable with Seals of Endeavor to make it feel a little less like a cash grab. Before we wrap up, I also wanted to touch on the limited-time Black Friday deals that are currently available. These 3 Black Fridas bundles can be purchased in the Crown Store until December 5th, and each contains several consumables and a mount, with the newest bundle including a 2-person mount. Although really the only items of worth here from my perspective are the mounts, the mount training lessons, and maybe the experience scrolls if you're running low, I would still say these bundles offer a decent value for the price if you plan to buy each one individually, as a mount by itself is usually in the 1800 crown range, while these bundles are available for 1900. Additionally, both the ESO base game and the Gold Road expansion are currently on sale at huge discounts across all platforms. The new chapter won't be out for another 6 or 7 months, so if you still don't have this newest expansion and have been considering a purchase, now would be a great time. Jump on these deals quick though, as they're only available until December 2nd on PlayStation, December 3rd on Xbox, and December 4th on PC. Alright folks, that about wraps it up. Let me know in the comments what you think about my takes on the December login rewards and Crown Store items. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my most engaged subscriber in the month of November, DTWin27. Really appreciate all that love and comedic relief in the comments. If you're feeling extra supportive and would like to see your username displayed in future videos, consider clicking that thanks button below the video and dropping a few coins in the tip jar. Supporting the channel in this way will put a huge smile on my face, as well as help offset some of the significant time, effort, and money I continue to invest in the content I share. Special thanks to Jerry, Stormy, Brew, the Dynasty of Tamriel Guild, and my wonderful wife. Also, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button for easy access to my upcoming content and to help me reach that next milestone. Finally, if you found this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to feed that algorithm with a like and share with a friend if you're so inclined. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.